All right. Good morning to all of you, Grand Rising. And how did Sean P say it? She said something.
Oh,
Rich Rising. Rich Rising.
Yes.
I was like, all right, then. I like that. I like Rich Rising. I like Rich and Rising. Two things that
Please.
float my fancy. Rich and Rising, for sure. Okie dokie. Group economics is what we're talking about. And it's going to be very difficult. And it's going to be very difficult because you are very difficult. So let's try to undifficultify. It's not even a word, not even close. Tapped into my George Bush Jr. Undifficultify. Let's try to get this done. Easy tone, easy concept, easy everything. Your programming is going to be the issue here. Thank you, Sugar. Going to be the issue here. But what we're going to do is we're going to lay out a foundation for not only your programming, and I'm going to weave in a bunch of stories so you understand you're not alone. Typically, when people understand they're not alone, they typically let that resistor down. All week long, we will be in group economics. Let me start from the beginning with a gentle story. That's so much to say. All these words that would have come out, and it's not. And I was on the phone, super smart person. Grace was just talking, super smart, super smart, super attractive, genius level smart. Been making, I don't know, six figures for the last 20 years. Just well respected. And they said, well, what are you teaching this morning? Because as of now, Jerome, it's gotten very popular amongst people outside of who jump on a call they enjoy they watch it on YouTube. They enjoy the financial class and they enjoy it a lot. And so now I get a lot of questions. Hey, what are we teaching this morning? People I didn't even know was watching. And I said group economics. And she said, oh no. As I said, you know what? That's what most people are going to say. And before I could say, I would love to hear about it. Oh, she let me know. I didn't have to pump or prime, Phil. You let me know. Yeah, you as soon as you eat at a bad restaurant, you don't know, you ain't nobody got to bring it up. Arshia, guess what, girl? Don't you go just bring it up, bring up the the restaurant, the bad experience.
Tap dancing over there.
Yeah, Sugar said YouTube is wonderful for us. Yeah, I know it is to a lot of people like that replay for sure. And she was telling me how, and her friends and their friends today, and I had no idea that they tried it before. We tried for economics, and she was naming names, this person, this successful person. Now, these were 3 women that all make 6 figures, that can all write $10,000 checks, that have 401ks with, marching to millions. They are leaders of their field. One of them has an MBA. I have no idea what the other one does, but I know they all live in the fancy part of Houston. Mm-hmm. One dates an NFL or is married to an NFL player or something like that. And then, all that stuff like that. Okay. One heads $1 million or is the marketing officer of $1 million, multi-million-dollar organization. Mm-hmm. And they couldn't do group economics together. And they're friends. Now, of course, I said, Jerome, well, good thing y'all ended it quickly because y'all still friends. Good thing. And then, yes. Now, when highly successful people, women, men. Now, it should be much easier for women because women are smarter than men. But that's not the case. It's not easy for anyone outside of what Phil calls first-rate people. And that's kind of the thing. That's kind of the thing. Now, of course, what is group economics? In simplicity, so I don't have to give you a nerdy definition, it is money bouncing around a community more than once. A preferred group a group that's using group economics, that money should bounce around that community. You shouldn't think about it in numbers. You should think about it in duration. That community dollar should stay in that community for at least a week. A way I like to shorten that up is money should bounce around your community 15 to 17 times before it leaves. That's about a week. That's actually a strong 2 weeks. All of you process this information. And I don't want you to think, and this is important. Don't think black, don't think white, don't think Jew or Gentile or any other race in between, on, tween, after, around, circumferencing, circumcised, or anything. The last one was a joke. The last one was a joke. I want you to think that you can be a white male Republican in Congress. You can't get more white than that. Okay? You can't get more white than that. White male Republican in Congress. And who is the Speaker of the House. All right, there you go. You're super duper white at this point. It doesn't matter. Because if you take money out, your money, and then go spend it with Amazon, that's no longer in your community. Now, that was a very strong point made there. Now, because Jeff Bezos is white, male, who fits the description. And I'm using white here as a blanket statement. And it's unfair, but it's an illustration. And Robert is the Speaker of the House. And they have everything in common. But once that money moves, that's no longer a group, and it's no longer group economics. Can you get my point? This is very, very important, or I can't move on. Like I can't move on if we don't get, just because, because the reason I'm doing this because black people are going to think, well, black people, then black people, then that's not group economics. That's not group economics. It's group economics, not race economics. It's group economics. It has to be in the same group. Yes. Okay, good. So let me finish this statement, and then I forgot he said that too Friday. Let me finish the statement, and then we will talk about that. Let's go back to this duration. I'm going to give you two examples. I'm going to say the duration. I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to say the duration in the mathematical terms, and then I'm going to give you an emotionally charged example. That way it sticks, and then I'm going to run off of it and use Phil and Susan as a buffer between what I just said. All right. Here to run off of it. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. The black dollar. No. I said I was going to do the mathematical first. You want your money to stay in your household or to stay where your household shall benefit from it for at least 7 to 14 days without moving. In every way, without moving. That is the desired result. Easy. Nobody had a problem with that. Because that was the mathematical one. Emotionally charged example now. Chinatown.
Mm-hmm.
At 8 in the morning, many people will be in Chinatown.
Mm-hmm.
At 8 in the morning, all nationalities will be in Chinatown, especially Black people. It is going to be very common for you to go to Chinatown, Koreatown, any town, and see shopping plazas. This is facts, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Equally as common, these places, this shopping plaza, will have everything you need, from whole discounted things to hygienic grooming things, that's nails, hair, to cosmetic enhancement things, wigs, you know what I'm talking about, the place where you they got the good stuff behind the counter. All right, you understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about, the silky smooth number 15. Yeah, all right, I was just talking. All right, so it's a certain community that got what I just said. You understand? All right, you understand. Silky smooth number 15 is what I need that one. You understand? All right, you understand what I'm saying? But you will not see, in 99% of the cases, Chinatown come to your neighborhood and get whatever you selling. At no point, if you ever see at 8 in the morning, 9, 10, or 11, Chinatown at your soul food restaurant, take a picture,
Please.
Take a video, you going viral.
Yeah.
And this, Otis, is my argument. They're doing it perfectly. I didn't say that was wrong. They have power, do they not?
Yep.
Because their money stays in their community for 2 weeks before it leaves, on average. Now, that wasn't bad. Emotionally charged, though, but it wasn't bad. It was emotionally charged into the, oh man, you are right. You get it? Think about that. Receive this, because now here's the emotionally bad part. Everybody here, that's ERRRRRRBODY. Everybody here got paid sometime since July started. In some form, thou got paid. And you love your government so much. As soon as you got paid, soon as you got paid, you said, government, don't you give me my money. Take first, then give.
How dare you? I didn't sign up for that. well into it.
I do understand. And then secondly, you said, gotta treat myself. Hear other people that won't ever benefit me whatsoever. Take my money. And then you wonder why we are here where we are.
Antonio,
Yes.
I'd like to take it a step further,
Yes, sir.
being as I'm retired military and
Uh-huh.
had an opportunity to travel to a couple of foreign countries. One of them happened to be Korea.
Mm-hmm.
And while I was in Korea, we had something called Katusas, the Korean augmentation of the United States Army. And they always wore their uniforms. And they worked alongside of us. What I noticed when I used to go down to the village is that I never saw the Katusas purchasing anything in the village.
Mm.
And I was real close to them. So they would talk to me. And I said to them one day, I says, I noticed something strange. I see the American soldiers in uniform at the stands down there. I see them in civilian clothes. But all you wear is the military uniform that the Koreans give you. But I never see you purchasing anything in the village. You go down there and catch the bus, but you don't purchase anything. And they said to me, Sergeant Red, the village is for you Americans. It's not for us. We don't purchase. I was like, what? And they were like, yes, and blah, blah. And all of this stuff, a lot of this stuff that they sold was substandard. Some of it was good, but you had to find that. But it was strictly set up for us Americans to spend our money when we got paid, not for them. They black marketed the American products, which got a lot of soldiers in trouble and with the military, but they wouldn't buy that stuff in the village. That was there for Americans only. Blew me away. Now, I just happened to observe it and ask the question. I had no clue what was going on until they enlightened me. I just wanted to share that with folks.
That is powerful. I sure appreciate you.
Yeah.
I sure appreciate you because that is on point. Yeah, they clapping on you. I clap for that. On point. And again, Sir Otis, my thesis argument here is they doing it perfectly. Like, do not hear me and think that I'm saying this is immoral. It is not. This is improper. It is not. Or anything of the negative connotation or vibration. It is not. However, I know most of you heard it that way. And it's not your fault. It's your programming. But I opened up that way. Literally told you I was going to tell you this. I was going to weave a bunch of stories in. Jerome gave me a good story, so he saved me one of them. I was going to do that. And I told you the tone of this was going to be easy. It's not going to be a problem. Yet we're still going to struggle with this because your reward system, rightfully so, has been used, abused, or scammed when you tried to trust somebody. Come on, help me, somebody. You understand?
Well.
All right, there you go. So there we have it. There we have it. All right. Pause real quick for station appreciation. We need to pay some of these commercials. We got commercials coming through. We have the wedding anniversary commercial right now. Yes. We have Phil and Susan on their 99th wedding anniversary. It's something like that. It's something. It's way. It's my age. Whatever it is, I know it's older than me for sure. Because their business is my age. Yes. Their marriage is older than me. So there you go. So let us unmute our mics real quick, please, and clap for Phil and Susan for a great.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, love.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Yes, we would have now.
Anniversary.
speech from either one or both of you, as we all need y'all to rub off on our relationships, please. Go ahead.
Amen, amen.
I know. Whichever one of y'all want to talk. Look, Phil is wisely going, honey, you've got the floor. That's a lesson in marriage. Go ahead, Susie. You got yourself muted. Let me see. I should probably hit the notification. All right, she's trying to unmute. We'll wait till it's happening. There we go.
There it is. Yes. We met.
Law said in the comments, what's y'all's secret?
Oh gosh. Just hang in there, you know. You have to hang on tight sometimes. That's basically it. You got to hang on tight and
Enough.
let things go. But we met 41 years ago on this day. And we got married a year later on the exact day, on 7/11.
Wow.
So we say, oh, thank heaven for 7/11.
7-11. Yes. Wow.
So it's been a journey, and you know it's always beautiful in the beginning, and then you start hitting the rocky things and the adjustments, and then the kids come, and you know, all the craziness and more adjustments, and you know, you just hang in there, and when you love each other, you know, you get through it. You get through whatever tough times there may be, but it's been fun. We've had a lot of great experiences. We've met a lot of great people. We've got to travel. It's been something I never thought, you know, I would be a humor consultant. But I knew that I didn't like working in corporate America. I knew that for sure. After I experienced that for a while. So, you know, when we came together, we had a lot of the same ideas and feelings, and but I think it was just, you know, just really just love, and love can conquer all, as they say.
Absolutely. Come on, y'all clap. That was good.
Come on, love.
Yes, yes.
Love me.
Yes, absolutely. Go ahead, Phil.
41 years ago today, I woke up and realized at the end of the day, my life would never be the same again.
Yeah, buddy. 41 years. Look at that. I'm not 41. I'll be in 9 days. So they, yes. As soon as they got married, my soul said, "Go ahead, get down that 9 days." You know that. That's incredible. 41 years. That sounds exhausting. I'm sorry, I'm supposed to say that sounds incredible. That sounds exhausting. I love it. Susan said, hang on tight.
Let things go.
And let things go. That is a book, Susan. That is a book.
That sure is a book.
Yeah, hang on tight and let things go. That is a book, I tell you. By Phil and Susan Sorrentino. That's a doggone book. That was good. That was real. That came from her soul, too. Answering Law's question. That is it right there. That is fantastic. Well,
even after you shot at each other?
Even after you shot at each other. That's it. That's one of the secrets. Just try not to kill your husband. That's one of the secrets right there.
No, especially after you shot at each other.
Yeah. When you're standing over his head with the pillow, let's go meditate real quick. Yeah, just meditate. There's a viral video going around TikTok that says every time I get mad at my husband, I put a fork in front of my face and remind myself jail life isn't for me. 'Cause, you know, that makes a lot of sense. You gotta put that fork right there. You see the bars right there. Remind myself, jail life isn't for me. That is incredible. We wish you all 41 more years
Yes.
with great health. With great health.
Hey,
It's difficult.
May I
It has-
say something
somebody got to say
in
something.
this space right here? Phil and Susan, I have no clue of the people. I just see groups of faces, but I'm sure it comes to you all with no thought at all. At 32 years of marriage, there were people waiting on your book then. The how to, where to, and when to. I just wanted to tell you that because I see the people. I don't know names, but I see the people who were waiting out. I'm not sure who came up to you, but there were several people that came up to you and said, write the book. So I'm sure that's in your memory somewhere because I'm seeing it clearly. So I just wanted to say that. So there are people waiting for your book. Just saying.
No, we appreciate you. Remember, y'all, you don't, yes, yeah, clap for that. Remember, I don't know if your God is real until you show me. You know, saying, don't be afraid to share your gifts and your message. Remember that. A lot of people we have religious freedom, which means shut the hell up and let me be free with my religion. That's what we made me. No, you go ahead and share. Go ahead, Phil, please.
both of us were married before. And I made a commitment when I got into this marriage that if it would ever end, I would have to know without a shadow of a doubt that I did everything possible. Because the first marriage I didn't. I bailed early. But that's the commitment I made with this one. I said, if this one doesn't work out, I have to know deep in my heart that I did everything possible to make it work before I end it. And that commitment kept us in, at least for me, it kept me in when I needed to be kept in.
No, that's right. No, that's right. How much better would your marriage relationship be if you took that approach? That's all of them. Nobody's exempt from that. Nobody's exempt from that. Nobody's exempt. But you have to go through that, right? You have to lose to win. There's a coach that I'm working with now, Ron, is it Moncrief? Moncrief. And when I was interviewing him to see if I want to work with him, he was like, losing is stupid. I don't even want to lose. I don't want to lose. I don't even want to teach my kids to lose. Just win, win, win. And I was like, it's actually good advice, right? And it seems like I'm contradicting myself, but no, I got exactly what he was saying. He was saying, forget losing. Winning comes with losses. Overcome that. Don't give up. Never quit. Celebrate the victories. Let's go get another one. Same concept. Just two different ends of the spectrum, but the same truth. And they're in the championship, right? 41 years. Back to back 41-time champions. 41 years they went to the playoffs and won the championship. That's great. That's great. When your marriage is older than most people on the planet,
Listen, come on now.
you've done well. You've done well. You've done well. At that point, you reincarnate married again. You just, you're born next to each other as soon as you get born, right? It's going to be incredible. So good. I'm glad we got to highlight that. And if you want advice, damn sure don't come to me. They told you the two things: hang on tight and let things go, and make sure that you've done everything possible or in Phil short words, don't bail too early. You know? Hang in there for sure. And that is good. And the comments were lit up, y'all, with love and stuff from you, and everybody's admiring that. And I can assure you that Kim is waiting on her 41 years. You understand? You know,
Man, I might be over 100 by the time I get 40.
look, Grace said,
But
yes,
I am waiting.
you are waiting. Good. You know, when Medea say clink clink. Yeah, I don't know if y'all watch the plays. I don't know if y'all, okay. Don't know if y'all watch the plays, but
Oh yeah.
okay. Grace said last week, I don't even know if I want to be married. You know, she just say to my man, we'll do an Oprah thing. That's the same thing. That's the same energy. That's same as marriage, same energy. Good. I've got a lot of steps from you for group economics. So many that we had to cover this all week. I'm going to tell you what we're getting ready to do. We're getting ready to raise, and this is, all right. I had to bring it all the way down. I had a flashback. I wanted to punch somebody in the nose. And a flashback, I had to get that punch out the nose, out the way, out my head. Yes, ma'am.
Before you do that, someone asked me, I told somebody that today is Mr. Fields and Miss Susan's anniversary. They say, so are they going to celebrate? Are we having class? Or are they going to celebrate the anniversary? I say, I'll ask. I don't know.
I know the answer, but
you know,
Phil, Susan, are y'all having class, or are you dancing barefoot in the sand?
Yeah.
We're having 2 classes. We switched to read a book to today at 6:30, and that's where we're going to finish what we're covering in 48 Laws of Power. And then we're going to be switching to the E-Myth, which I think would be benefits for the group at this time. We'll go back to 48 Laws of Power, but I think the E-Myth has more important information for the group now, where most of the people are today. And then at 8 o'clock, we're going to have our wins and challenges. That's one of my favorite, because that's like improv for us. Because you don't know what people are going to bring to the table, what's going to happen, and it challenges you to have your wins and share your wins. I think that's something that we don't do enough of. We think it's like boasting or anything else, and what you're doing is you're reinforcing your victories, which increases your chances to do it again and again and again. And then your challenges is everybody has challenges, and when you have a group of people that get on these calls that are as experienced and they care that much, to be able to share your challenges with that group is a gift that a lot of people don't have that kind of opportunity in their lives.
Facts, big facts.
So that's what 6:30 is the read a book, and then 8 o'clock is wins and challenges. And then hopefully I'll get lucky after that.
That's how it works.
All right.
the hope and the action, they work. They go hand in hand. They go hand in hand. It's just so much good stuff there. Of course, I knew the answer. I knew they wasn't taking off. They love what they do too much to take off. It's crazy. It's crazy. Not crazy that you asked. I meant just crazy in the positive manner of when you love what you do, it's not work. When it is love making. It's the before the foreplay. It's the truth. It is the truth. If you don't, I'll spare you that. Just know that you have to have those. Tracy, I'm just talking to you. Be more focused on foreplay before the foreplay. That's tantric energy. I'll let you look that up yourself. I ain't bothering nobody.
Well, watch out, Antonio.
I just let you look it up yourself. All right, here we go. Group economics. This is what we're getting ready to do. Law, Margie, Phil, Susan. No, I don't have. I don't have them now. I don't have them now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm talking about, well, you may not know what I'm talking about. Write this down in the comments, Grace. Law, Margie, Phil, Susan, Tempest, Deanna. That's it. That's it. I think that's it. If not, once I start saying the numbers, I'll remember. I got it written down in my notes, but I have a different note up. I have my notes for this morning up. I don't have my note about that up. Law needs $4,500, something like that, for his software. Margin needs $5,000 for something else. Ain't your business. And it's not. It ain't that bad. It just ain't your business. It just ain't your business. Just know she needs it. Phil and Susan need $5,000 just because they're feeling Susan. There's no questions about that. That's also not your business. It's just love. It just is what it is. And then Grace and Grace. Tempest and Deanna need $5,000 a piece to boost their credit like 60 points. Like 60 points. Okay? Easy, simple as that. And we're going to do group economics to get all that done.
Woo! All right.
Starts today, free to $5,000. But yes, yes. Should it? Well,
Okay. I'm going to.
I understand.
I
understand. I completely understand. And this is, and if you all do well, I'll just rotate the bus. You know what I'm saying? I'll rotate the bus. If you do well, I'll rotate the bus. Last time I tried this, last 2 times I tried this was a colossal failure. All right. But it has nothing to do with anyone who failed or a bad plan. It has everything to do with programming. This time I've put many safeguards in place to where it won't fail. I'm not worried about that. Many safeguards. We're going to use my toy / other company to get this done. Right? Easy. Not going to have to worry about donations because you're going to buy from the company things that you already want. Do you understand? And in this case, it's really just going to be toys and bras for right now. It's going to be toys and bras. It really is. It's going to be toys and bras. Bras, because as soon as you take it off, you might have to buy toys later. You understand? You didn't get that one? You didn't get that one? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, Lord.
Kim is like, I am not starting over. Okay. I got a whole 20-year-old. I'm not starting over. Yeah. Go ahead, Phil.
Byron Allen, who's doing all the comedy shows and stuff like that. One of them, they had the question, how long should a bra last? And they had, 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, 18 months, stuff. And the answer was 8 months. So I thought you might want to be interested in that. That's one of the answers to one of the questions they had at one of his shows.
Nice. I did not know that.
Yeah. I didn't know it either.
Yeah.
I only know how to hook them and unhook them.
That's it. I know on the well-endowed women, y'all try to make that bra last 3-4 years. Because they are $150 a piece. You understand? I get you for sure. But we're gonna do that. And law need, and this is very open up front, and this has nothing to do with favoritism. This has everything to do with my goals for this year, which is to bless the community. And I kind of ranked or organized the need. And need doesn't necessarily mean need in this case, just the impact that would happen should this happen. You understand? Some people I didn't put on the list. Like I didn't put Ken on the list because I'm already doing something with Ken. There's no reason for Ken to be on the list. You understand? There's absolutely no reason for Ken to be on the list. There's no reason. There's no reason. So we got that going on, right? Good. So how do we make this work? Well, instead of worrying about like donations and freedom, we just sell things. We own the store. We sell things. You buy, other people buy, and then it benefits, 100% of the proceeds go to group economics. Everybody get it? Notice, as usual, now this will change soon. My name ain't on that list. As usual. You have to think about it this way. Group economics does not mean be last. Group economics is more like the saying I love to say, a rising tide raises all ships. That's really what group economics is. We want to, but in this case, we want to raise all ships, but we want the ships to have gold inside of them while they're being raised. Easy peasy. Well, this starts today. So you all will see, did y'all put out pictures? No, you couldn't. Whatever, you'll see, you'll get links, the eBay store and all sorts of stuff like that. Do you have to support? Absolutely not. No one cares. I do not care if you support because it's a store marketed to the whole market. So you don't have to do it. And there is no way on earth that I would say out loud, raising $20,000 is about what that is, or 25, and actually depend on you. That's crazy. I would never do that, Jerome. It's ignorant for me to do so. Ignorant. That's actually partly how the 2 other times failed. I fixed that issue. You understand what I'm saying?
Antonio
Not going to happen.
B. Smith Jr.
Yes, sir.
You can be quiet all you want. But you said something very strategic in your conversation. And I take it personal. Okay. So I'm going to say this to everybody. Antonio said the reason why it didn't work before is because of our programming. And I know since I've been here that it took me about 3-4 years for me to get my programming together. And as a result of that, things have been much better for me. Am I where I need to be? No, but they're much better. And I understand the significance of what he's saying about the group economics. And I don't mind being a participant and all that other kind of stuff that goes with that. But be mindful. All of us have programming. And one of the things I thought about when Antonio started this class today was, first of all, I got to look in the mirror and ask myself, when it comes to group economics or participating in helping folks out, how do I feel personally? And then how do I feel about the people in this group? I think each of us need to do that. Examine yourself and then examine the group. There's not a person on these pictures here that I don't have a problem supporting and giving to if they need help. I don't. And I like Jerome a lot. Hey, okay. But the point is, I think we need to do that because Antonio's trying to teach us something that most of us have never experienced. I haven't experienced group economics before. I want to know how it feels, okay? And I'll tell you, I know how it is when an individual, like for example, last week, I called Antonio on the phone and said, hey, buddy, blah, 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 blah. He says, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to do better than that. And I said, you know, you got me almost crying, right? Because he went over and above what I asked of him and tried to do the right thing. But what he did was group back. See, he didn't call my name because he'd already blessed me. He already blessed me.
Come on, y'all put your hands together. Amen. Come on, put your hands together.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Jerome.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you so much. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. You'll never hear from me, but I'm so grateful for Jerome. He tried to make everybody cry this morning. You understand? I'm so grateful. He's right. And sometimes, like, I'm not, it'll be a while before or she'll get on the list. I'm already doing something with her. You understand what I'm saying? It just, some stuff makes sense. It just makes sense. I'm all for double dipping. I want all of you to double dip. But when I could put Margie ahead of a double dip, I will. You can believe that. You can believe that. Somebody has to do it. Somebody has to do it. So I don't want to just tell you about group economics. I want to lead by example with group economics for the same reason that I have Ibrahim doing workbooks right now. And it's quite lucrative. He's going to be doing these workbooks till September 30th. That's going to be that's going to be a lot of money. It's already turning into a lot of money, but it's manageable because now he's not charging me full price. And I'm grateful for that. That doesn't mean he couldn't. It just, I'm just grateful because he understands the group economics. So there's a lot of people being helped. Just like I'm about to fly to Adonia and be sitting outside her house. And I got your address too. I'm sure it's on file somewhere. When we sitting outside your house, hey, I need this information for the website. Right? Just gonna be sitting outside. Yeah. Stuff like that. I don't want to just tell you about group economics. I want to show you group economics. And it's simple. Start an e-commerce store, sell things people want. Simple as that. It's easy. And that's kind of one of the points here I want you to know. Group economics isn't just about, you see that thing, hey, give $100 and then you share $100, this and this and that. Mm-hmm. That's a pyramid. Now, I'm aware that people are saying, well, it's got roots back to Africa. Well, the whole world has roots back to Africa.
And I like pyramids.
Well, good, because I won't change your opinion. However, from a legal standpoint, they're illegal. They're illegal. But no, it's not. It's remember everything. Write this down, Grace, and I want everybody to write this down. I forgot to tell you I'm moving. Yeah. Trading power leads to easier sales. And that's important. Trading power leads to easier sales. The only reason, so why do people show up for Mondays for Phil and Susan? Because they have trading power. The stuff in their head is obviously enough to where people keep showing up. It's that simple. It just is that simple. To make it complex is improper teachings, right? To make it complex is improper teachings. You need trading power. So you'll see every day we're going to push the store. Every day we're going to say, yeah, go ahead.
I want to add something, man.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
The level of grit, hustle, interest, genius, and entrepreneurship that I've seen in the Black community, it's my objective assessment that even if they don't have trading power, if they have neutral trading ground, they'd still come out on top. Because right now, the Black entrepreneur who's succeeding or who is quote unquote making it out is doing so with anti-trading power. Yep. So many groups buy from their own. And I've noticed this in Black people, and I've noticed this in Arabs as well, where they'll prefer everyone else except their own. Because they see their own as, oh, it's just like something from my house. Yep. If you get something from someone who's outside, someone who's white, someone who's Asian, someone who's Indian, they feel like, oh, I got something. This is exotic. So again, this might piss off a lot of people, but I think Black people start with anti-trading power.
It's true.
Because they just refuse to buy from their own.
It's absolutely truth. It pisses them off or not. That's the truth. That is truth. You know, we losing because everybody got our paychecks but us. It just is what it is. There's ain't no sense of disagreeing with that. You don't disagree, and especially when an objective observation is made from outside within, right? Now, anybody black winning, do you understand how smart they are? That's a hill to climb. It's a hill to climb. Plus, it's difficult to win as a black person because you can't sell to your own community, so you don't have the ease or the path that is set before you. You don't have that. However, that difficulty. Oh, look at God! That difficulty is what makes us so clever and so good, right? Because we got to come across these things. We're gonna push the story every day, and every day I'm gonna say, Kim, buy a bra. Kim, get one of these toys for your nephew. Every day, and just know, every day you will be supporting group economics. Now, I'm also wise enough to know I ain't gonna be talking to 37 people. Y'all crazy. I ain't to do that. I ain't to do that again. It ain't even happen. But please know we'll be marketing out there plenty with everybody. But that's what we're gonna do. Right? That's what we're gonna do. And Law and prospective big push, because I think Law wants to do his software by like August 15th or something like that. Something like that, whatever it is. And here's the deal. When Law pulls off Veep Meet, in which I sure hope Law has a full is he on here? I sure hope he got a full understanding. I'm Frida, I'm coming too. You understand? I'm coming too. Yeah, I need to have all that, you know what I'm saying? It's just an understanding. So let's break down how you can benefit. My goal is for you all to be more like Otis in this case. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. Otis or Jamal. Jamal came in and just said, you know what? I need all this. Just give it all to me, right? Quickly. Tracy came in and was like, who I need to get connected with? What's happening? Right? You know, things like that. Otis has not only benefited and blessed and been a blessing, but he has stayed open to just about everything. And being open at his age is not common. It's not. I mean, no disrespect by that, but don't get it twisted. You know, we got some calcified thinking. You know, all of us at the age, we don't even want to change our favorite sports team. Watch it. It ain't gonna happen. You know, it ain't happening. Ohio, and for the day I die, you know, I get it. And nothing wrong with that, right? Nothing wrong with that at all. Sports teams is like, you know, Gary Vee says all the time, and I'm the same way. The only time Antonio is completely irrational is when it comes to sports. I am completely, or actually, when it comes to my team in sports, I'm very objective about sports. But when it comes to my team, and if you ever want to see me lose my poop, and I mean the other word, just say something about LeBron James. Just say something about LeBron James, and I get completely irrational. Yeah, I lose all that intelligence. I become a Trump supporter. You hear me? About all that about LeBron James. Completely. Completely. You got to have some area in your life that chaos is welcome, for sure. But please, when it comes to sports, you make sports fantastic. You make sports fantastic. I have to give you some depressing data. This whole group economics is not going to be race-based.
Antonio,
Yes, sir. No, please go ahead.
Man, just think about it. LeBron couldn't even beat Jordan at sneakers.
Watch your mouth, man. Watch your mouth. See. He did it on purpose. You see, we have to pause. Oh man, for sure.
We should move on because LeBron James lost and didn't shake Kobe's hand. Walked away.
Watch yourself. Watch
I'm
yourself.
just saying.
Watch
Don't
yourself.
talk about it.
Watch yourself.
I remember.
Watch yourself.
I was sitting up there like, walk away from
See.
LeBron. Let him live. Let him live.
Yeah, they were good friends.
I'm
Okay.
sitting here like in boots and they talking about LeBron's. I'm like, ooh, ooh, no, they didn't.
Hey, maybe start sweating in my shirt. All right, Adelia, she gotta go to safety meeting. You at work early then. Yeah, safety meeting with the forest fires and stuff.
Well, there's one thing about LeBron that is just not present with any other athlete is, look, like Brady started representing football, and then Jordan at one point was representing basketball and everything, but LeBron just made it tangible. Like, he doesn't just represent basketball, he quite literally dictates what happens in the NBA. And that's something like Muhammad Ali couldn't do it with boxing, McGregor couldn't do it with, and I can see why someone like Antonio would gravitate towards a guy like that instead of like, just some number cruncher just looking at who did how many rings and everything.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. And he brought his whole team with him too, right? His friends from, so that resonates with me a lot because I'm doing the same thing with Grace Gianna now.
Antonio, my
Yes, ma'am.
cousin in Bermuda is just like you. She is LeBron James crazy.
I love it.
Can't say nothing about him.
Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. I'm coming at your throat. I do understand. I completely
Hey,
understand.
Antonio.
Yes, sir.
I sent you a text.
Oh.
And also, I don't get offended when my name not called. Sometimes I cringe when you call my name so much. But whatever you're doing, I'm in. So group economics, it is what it is. I want to see Mr. Law successful and everybody else. I was downstairs when Jerome made a statement, and of course I heard what you said. It's nothing racial. But I did ask the Indian guy a question one time. I said, how come y'all building so many hotels in our neighborhood? And I ain't never seen an Indian take one of y'all women to a hotel.
Yep. That's another good one.
But look at that text and tell me what you think. But that's...
Yeah, is that 10 per, right?
Right.
Got you. Okay. Let me see if I got to think about a market for it. That is a great example of group economics, because group economics, like, where do you see those hotels, those palace inns, those things? They'll be in some low income area, always off the highway, huh? Now you're thinking off the highway because it's easy to see. No, you got to remember, strategically, all Black and brown neighborhoods are off the highway. This is what it is. That's what happened. That's what happened with the redlining and all the other history behind it too. But there you go. It's the same reason why corner stores, which is not a convenience store, a corner store and convenience stores are two different things. The easiest way to understand this, I got a whole podcast on this. It's years ago, but it's on Secrets of Success somewhere. The easiest way to understand a convenience store is there's public restrooms. A corner store does not have a public restroom. A corner store simply sits in a neighborhood and consume that neighborhood's resources. And if you
I'm
grew
sorry,
up,
you being real nice right now.
I
We
really
call
am.
them-
I
We call
really
them
am.
poppy stores. And
Yep.
I'm gonna tell y'all, yesterday I went into the poppy store across the street from my church to get some peanut butter. And the peanut butter was $5.95.
Yep. Exactly.
I looked at him and said, bruh, you ain't even got sweet relish in here. He smiled and said, no, we had no relish. We had no relish. I said, but you got $6 peanut butter?
Exactly.
Come on, Pop. Come on, Pop.
Exactly. No, she's absolutely right. Exactly. But that's group economics, right? Just towards another group, for another group. Absolutely right. Why? Because my job in that business model is to go into an expendable community, a community's neighborhood with expendable income, and take that income. And that's what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what is happening. That's the same play in a corner store. This is what they say. And this, did y'all know it's actually illegal to have a credit card at merchant? And then, no, it's illegal to have a merchant credit card system and then tell Phil anything less than $5 is a service fee.
Yeah.
That's illegal.
Really?
Yep. Black people just don't know it. So that's why they keep doing it to you. The low income people just don't know it. That's actually illegal.
Well, not only is it illegal, but if we took the time to report that to the MasterCard, they will go in and change. I used to do that. So, and I tell them all the time, guys, you can't put a minimum. Tell me I got to spend $5. I got to spend this. I remember my brother-in-law went charged a Snicker for 69 cents on a credit card. And I told him, man, I would have gave you that. But people, people just don't know. But when you challenge it or when you report it, that's when it stops.
Yep. There you go. Yeah, I didn't know that. It's illegal. But
now they're charging us for the bag to actually take the stuff out of the store. So we just buy the stuff and then they leave it on the counter. So we have to actually we have to pay 25 cents for a bag so that we can get a bag. And God forbid if you can't put it all in one bag. 25 cents.
Yep, they're doing that.
And then they don't really want to tell you. Like, so if you ask for the bag, they just pay, you just charge for it.
No, that's the truth. They do that in California too. Now they charge it for straws too. And some, that'll never happen. Everything we talking about right now, excuse me. That was one thing we talking about right now, the straws in the bag, that ain't happening in Texas. It's too many. It's. Do you know who vote in Texas?
Listen.
That ain't happening in Texas. That's not happening in Texas for sure. It might happen in Houston because Houston is very liberal. Houston is liberal. Houston is not. Houston had a whole gay mayor for like 12 years. So Houston is liberal, just so you know. I ain't saying it's bad. I'm just telling you. Houston is liberal. Houston is very blue, and everything around it's very red. And then you get to Austin. Then you get blue again. Yeah, then you get blue again for sure. Let's break this down. Group economics is beautiful. There are some business practices that focus on group economics in ignorant communities. Ignorant is the condition of being uninformed, uneducated, or unaware. And for me to have a merchant and then pass off my bill to you is illegal, but good business model, ain't it? So I don't want you to think good or bad when it comes to group economics. I just want you to know that all of you have seen a 14-year-old, 11-year-old take your money at the register while mom and dad was upstairs asleep. You've all seen it. To where the room is above the store. You've seen it, you've seen it. You've seen it. And we have to be like that too. That anybody trying to make money. If you are not, me, Ken, and Deanna met sometime last week. I think it was Thursday or Friday. and can put something that y'all probably would never pass up. And I just lean to Deanna and I say, well, delayed gratification is more important here. And it is. Delayed gratification is important in this case. I'm going to give you some statistics. Grace, you don't even have to write them down. I will copy and paste them for you. I'm going to use Black people as an example in these cases, only for you to see two ends of the spectrum. Is this okay? That's it. I don't want you to think that I'm going to make this about cultures, but I'm going to say, and I'm not going to use Black people because I'm Black. I have to use the left end of the spectrum and the right end of the spectrum. As with any teaching, this must be done so you can have a range to fall within. This is fair. All right, outstanding. Black people only control half of 1% of the world's income. Half of 1%, not 1%, not 50%. Like, don't even, this is not 50%. Just because you see half, do not say 50%. This is of 1%, half of that. Control. This is important. This is very important to understand this. I cannot help you. You will not make it. Why did I wait till 58 to bring up group economics? I had to, there's no way they won. Hell, you got a problem with it now after 58 days with me. Jerome just told you, some of you I got 3-4 years. So you know, it had to be 58. I'm not, in this case, I don't mean to tell you about Black people, Frida. I'm trying to stress this idea that group economics is control. So when you wonder why Black people influence every area of the world is influenced by Black culture. Now let's define Black for a moment here. Black is not a race, Black is a culture. African would be the ethnicity. Black is a culture. And they are doing trap music in Korea at this very moment. They spray paint on walls in Japan. just so you know, that you understand, TikTok couldn't even exist without Black culture.
Dude, Pakistani Indian brands are doing collaborations with Adidas in Dubai, producing sneakers.
Collaborations in Dubai, Pakistani, right?
Yeah, and sneakers have their roots in Black New York. Because in New York, you walk everywhere. That's why you need sneakers. In Dubai, you literally cannot step out. It's too hot. It's hot enough for a vacation, but too hot to live. So you literally just, the car is air conditioned, the bus stops are air conditioned, stores are air conditioned. You literally don't even step out in the sun. But sneakers are cool.
And absolutely. And Adidas would be nowhere without Black culture. Nowhere. It'd be impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible. Now, yeah, Run DMC. Yes. Exactly. Run DMC for sure. Now think about this for a moment. Just because you are popular and impactful has no bearing on your economic situation. This is why I'm bringing this up. Can you see it? Can you see that as far as the black dollar goes, black people would be the number 8th richest country in the world. Do you understand? And don't control anything but their worship. You don't even control your church. You control your worship. You control them bylaws. You take up that offering, send it to Bank of America. That's a hard truth. Only thing black people control is your worship. That's why your worship is extremely African. You know, it is, right? Y'all have a lot in common with Africa. Now, think about this. Group economics is control. And I just tried to show you, I got you, Grace. I just tried to show you one end of the spectrum controls, the other one has all the influence, no control. That's important because we're building on that. Go ahead, Grace.
You said just because you're powerful and impactful doesn't mean
it has no bearing on your economic situation. Doesn't. It does not. It does not equal economics. You know, it doesn't. I'm sorry, but it does not. It does not. And listen, I don't want you to think this is race. I do this about gender too. Susan has no control over her uterus. At no point is Susan going to have another baby. At least that's not the plan. At least that's not the plan. Yet her uterus is under legalistic control. Wow. Why? Just because you're a woman has nothing to do with your economic bearing in this society. Let's use that blanket statement I used earlier. Just because you're a white woman has no economic. Do you understand that the appeal of Roe versus Wade did all women? It doesn't matter if you voted for such and such and said and said. Why? Because the lobbying, the money, the agenda, whatever that may be, of course, is obviously has everything to do with the birth dearth, but we'll let you make it on that one for right now because it's not part of this conversation. If you don't control the money, you have no power. Not even white women.
Antonio?
Yes, sir.
Women make up for over 80% of the world's non-essential spending, which is why the companies have been paying lip service to women, where it's all about, like, not in the boardroom, but in their ad campaigns and everything, they're all about women. So being a massive consumer does not give you as much leverage as being a massive producer.
That's right.
First example is China. For decades, for nearly a century, China was the biggest consumer. That's why Hollywood was pandering to China and still is to some extent, because way too many movie tickets, because there's way too many people.
Yep.
And the same case with India. But it was only once China got everyone hooked on their cheap labor and the products of their cheap labor is when China just, swung their schlong on the table. It was only then is it possible. And women have been the biggest luxury, non-essential, and again, I don't mean it in a derogatory way.
Right.
Because after lunch and dinner, everything is non-essential. So I just want to point out that to my Black friends as well, that just because you've got the money, right, you're the man, you wear that suit and everyone's heads turn when you walk, does not mean you have power.
That's right.
Until you've got the goods that are selling.
That's right.
Because your money, people will pay, like people will be nice to you on your face. You might have noticed it with your relatives and your friends. They might be nice to you on their face and will envy you behind your back. That's the same thing companies are doing, because companies are made up of people. You got money, they'll pander to you. Behind your back, they will treat you differently.
That's right.
But once you're producing something that's a resource, things just completely change.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Better than what I could have said it. Absolutely 1,000,000,000% fact. Please hear me. Do not misconstrue me. This is the most important financial lesson I have taught you so far. Control. Control. There's a reason why I didn't start that way, because all my empaths would have said, ooh. And I didn't want you, I didn't want the Susans of the room and the Deannas of the room to feel bad about the word control. You should. But control's not being used this way. Your programming on the idea and the word of control is in the way of your group economics. Because your job, if you are an empath, hear me well. Do you know how much better this world would be if you actually controlled your financial situation? Who's going to build the women's shelter for battered women? It won't be a non-empath. Who's responsible for Shriners Burn Hospital? You understand? Like somebody has to be the light.
I am.
There it is. And we can't keep waiting, Deanna, for my family member to get burnt in the face to finally care about people getting burnt in the face. We can't do that. We have to be proactive. And empaths are God's heart on this planet. Too many of God's heart have no control over their financial situations. Please write that down. I have no idea what I said. It came from the soul. Yeah, you know, it is what it is.
Amen. Too many.
Yeah.
Yes.
Too many good people. Too many good people. Too many good people. There should be more scholarships. You know how many adults right now just decided I'm going back to school? That had nothing to do with making bad decisions. You know how many adult women are now going back to school? They didn't make a bad decision. They put their life on hold for their child. Now they're 35, 40 saying it's my time now. Kim is one of these women. Made her son successful. Now it's her time. And
that's how it works as a mom. My
it.
kids come before everything that I do. And they are my most important priority. But as they're getting older, like this year is the first time that they will all be in school. And I haven't not had a child at home in 20 years.
Wow.
I'm kind of excited and nervous all at the same time.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You know, I mean, you got that. You just walk around naked all day. You just, don't even you just get out of the shower. Get out of the shower, just sit on the couch.
I told my husband, I said, for the first week that they're in school, I said, I'm not doing a bunch of extra stuff. I said, it's going to be me time. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to focus on working on what I'm working on. And then after that, I'll start doing the projects I know I want to get done. But I'm taking that first week for me.
I do understand you. Yeah, it feels clapping for you. Yeah, I do understand. For real. You deserve it too. This is why I'm sorry, it's Antonio Cheeseman Jr. Scholarship Foundation. It's not ready yet. But I am starting, I've done it before, and I actually did it, but it was a little smaller. I was only able to do $200 for 6 people. Things have changed now. But my scholarship foundation is only for people 27 and up. Why? Because ain't no scholarships out there for people who just said, I think I'm gonna go back to school.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of them for 18-year-olds, right? I said, but what about the Amanda who just said, hey, no, I'm gonna do something with my life. Deanna is finished. Hopefully she finished enrolling tomorrow, right? I told you to go tomorrow. She's almost 40. You get it? But I said almost 40. Okay, she's almost 39. She's almost dying.
Me too.
Yeah. She's 39. She was like, say 39. She's gonna have a whole midlife crisis while you at 40. Yeah. But if you stop waking up, you'll stop aging.
No.
Okay.
And when 40 comes, I'm gonna receive it.
All
But
right.
until then, we're gonna ride to 39.
The cure for not aging is stop waking up. That's the time. Okay, then. Go ahead, Phil.
Why'd you pick 27?
Oh, it's because it's when I decided to go back to school. I will go to school for the first time. I was 27, but I didn't even actually get there till I was 30.
So you do understand when you say you're 27, you're in your 28th year, right?
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
It takes Saturn 28 years to go around your chart. So 28 is called Saturn return. So that's when a lot of people, you're reevaluating. So Saturn is taking one full trip all around your chart and starting to get new during your 28th year.
Wow. So see, I was accidentally astrologically aligned with no accidents, right? But I was unconscious of it, but there you go. So 27.
Deanna, 39 and holding.
That's
39 and holding.
Come on, Miss Marge. We together on this.
There you go. 39 and holding. 39 and holding. Control, everybody. Please, please, please focus on control. Yes? All right. Now, what I'm doing right now this is actually right out of my book I've been working on for years, this little section. You have no idea about the book. It ain't coming out. No, this is resegregation. It's not coming out anytime soon. Because actually it might, but I'm done with the research. I had a plan, but source kind of told me forget the plan and just do it. But anyway, hopefully I got it written down. I want to be finished writing by this year. Grace, I want you to read this out loud because my voice is too raspy. It's going to sound too mean when I say this.
Politics is a process in which an oligarchy decides who is going to get what benefits out of life, nothing more. Never forget, there is a smaller and more powerful oligarchy controlling the oligarchy that you can see.
Jerome gets it. That was real. And an oligarchy is a small group of people controlling a controlling body. Oh, you just looked it up? No. Somebody's controlling the body. Okay, go ahead. Are you school teachers?
Yeah, I taught social studies. And so we had the types of government, and oligarchy was one of them. And I remember what it was. And when I was reading, I said, oh, okay, somebody's controlling Biden. Okay, yeah.
Okay, and that was that last statement. The controlling Biden is controlling by somebody else. So
Right.
But our 435 people, I believe that's what Congress is. I think it's 435. Congress is both the House and the Senate, but we typically call the House Congress, but they're all Congress. I think it's 435 people. Google how many people are in Congress, and my brain is going to be 535. I said, 100 Senate. Yeah, 100.
435.
There you go. See, it's up there. I forgot to add the Senate in. So 500 and well, yes, I remember because they controlling my life. I need to see what the hell going on. 535 people control 323 million Americans. That is too much power.
Put me in, coach.
Oh, fair enough. It is too much power. However, the founding fathers put together 3 different systems: legislative, executive, and judicial. Then we have checks and balances all over the planet. There's a reason why I'm bringing this up. I want to bring back up Roe versus Wade real quick, and then we're getting ready to end. And I'm going to say something that I noticed. And I'm 40 and I'm old enough to know this. So Margie and Phil and Susan and Jerome and Frida are really going to resonate with what I'm about to say. Anybody older than 40. I remember a time in which the Supreme Court was outside of political agendas.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I was just dawned on me. I actually got sad when I thought about it. I just thought about this like sometime within this, it was Roe versus Wade that made me think about it. I remember the Supreme Court was infallible. It had that's without mistake. It had nothing to do. You could not, under any circumstance, persuade the Supreme Court with politics. I'm not saying that the ideas of someone who is right-leaning and someone who is left-leaning wasn't the reason you didn't want to put someone in, because if you got a bunch of left-leaning people in, you're going to have a left-leaning government. You have a bunch of right people in, you're going to have a right-leaning government. So you want to keep a balance. But Phil, we went from like 3 justices to 5 to 7 to 11 to 12. That's one. That's the truth. This is it happening. It's one thing. And then at this point, we know how they're going to vote before they go in. That didn't used to be the case. It used to be, here's a conservative. We just don't want your nominee in. But once they got in, fine. This person leans to the law, not their party's agenda. That is no longer the case. And I can't believe it. I am absolutely shocked. Go ahead, Phil, please.
It's why the statue of justice is blindfolded.
For real. Now, I know you think that was some sort of rant or that was some political argument. It's control. I'm literally on point right now.
Yeah.
There's an oligarchy controlling even now the Supreme Court, which is, it's an oligarchy in itself, the Supreme Court. But it is a black eye to the Constitution. That we now know we have agendas now, and we put Supreme Court justices in power to support our agendas. And that is not how the law is supposed to work. Now, I'm not shocked by that because I'm a black man in America. The law has never worked for a black man in America. The law is not written for a black man in America. So there is no reason for me, there is no law that has ever benefited a black man in America. You are insane should you believe that. Law is written for white people. Get out of here. You crazy. Think. You have to think. Nobody's writing laws for me. That doesn't make sense. So I'm fully aware that the law is never going to work for me because this country wasn't based on the law working for me.
Antonio.
Yes, sir.
I beg to differ. I think plenty of laws were written for you. It just weren't for your benefit.
Fair enough. Fair enough. No doubt about it. And then that's absolutely true. So I'm not shocked that the Supreme Court justice is making laws that don't benefit me. That doesn't. Like I told Amanda on another call, I'm so sorry. now you understand how Black people feel, though. That's the truth, because now the law is de-benefiting, white women. That's, saying things like that. But that's always. What I'm shocked about is how openly it is done. That's shocking to me, because we've been crying wolf, or not crying wolf. We've been crying out loud. Yeah. Hey, this isn't fair. There's a hidden agenda. And everybody been saying, "Oh, you're lying. There's no hidden agenda. American dream." Now, well, we knew it was right the whole time. The point is, it's on TV now. You know what I'm saying? It's on TV. But it's control. It's group economics. I'm trying to tell you something. I'm trying to tell you that the people running this, Susan, are benefiting from it. That's the deal. And so here is my coup de grace. Put on your tennis shoes and your pom-poms. Let's go. Time for us to reverse it. That's why all week we're doing group economics, because if you wanted anything to change, and now this is Antonio's, write this down, say Antonio Smith said, so y'all don't get in trouble when you repeat it. Did you hear what I said? I stand by this. I'm always stand by this until something change. Whether it change in my lifetime, I doubt it, but I didn't think we was going to see a Black president, so I'm not too smart. Well, there you go. So there you go. Antonio Smith says, if you want the laws to change, don't vote. Control money and buy the laws you want to change. That's what Antonio Smith said. So when you go repeat that, you're going to get in trouble. So quote me, and that way you won't get in trouble. Because the truth is, that is actually how your laws are written. And I'm sorry for that being the truth. I didn't say that's how it was designed.
Antonio.
Both. But do both.
Do both. I'm going to comment on that in a second. Go ahead, Ibrahim.
So in my analysis, and then this could be quite flawed, it seems like the Constitution became an obstacle that had to be overcome without being broken,
right,
by everyone who wanted to control USA the moment Americans agreed to pay taxes.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like this was the plan, might have been intentionally laid out, might have been how things went, and everyone was just going with it. Step one, gun laws. And that was basically arm the government enough to the teeth where people having guns doesn't affect the government. The government can still come and take your home. Once you're at that point, let people have their guns and in fact, just get them mad at each other, and then they'll just need the government to interfere every time. So they overcame the gun laws by just having so much power that you having guns doesn't matter. But you think that because you have guns, it works. You can still like stand up to the government. That was step one. Step two was to keep people behind. So right now, people think that power is all about who has arms, who has guns. Before that was people were thinking who they voted for. I think they got disillusioned in 2016. And now people are thinking, more on anarchic terms. And they're thinking if we got guns, we've got the power. If you spread anarchy, the more disenfranchised the people are, the more they're thinking along these lines. But still, it's not there, because even big wars between countries aren't fought on with firearms. They're fought economically. And then the moment economics don't matter anymore and it's something else, it's technology, then people are going to start thinking about economics. The people have always been a step or two behind where the government and the controllers are. So the reason why they can so blatantly show you that who you vote for doesn't matter. Democrats were in power. They could have signed Roe into law. They didn't. the reason why they're showing you that Supreme Court justices are following agendas, and the reason they're so openly showing you no matter who you vote for, you still go to war outside of America and you still give out billions in aid outside of America, is because you cannot do anything about it. Even when you think about doing anything about it, you think along the lines of firearms and not economics.
Right.
And it's economics through which governments are fighting other governments. So that your point is actually just right with the times. If any people just get enough of their shit together and enough wealth, they can influence not just their own government, but other governments. China influences Canada so much because Chinese investors are literally propping up Canadian real estate. They are pricing
Africa too.
Yeah. Yep. And they're pricing actual Canadians out of the housing market. Like this generation of Canadians cannot afford a home. Not because their houses are so valuable that they're so overpriced, or even their elders are so rich that they'd pay much more for the same house. It's because people who will never see Canadian land are speculating. They're treating Canada as a casino, and they have that much control.
Yeah.
It's the same with China. And it's the same with, and I'm not saying it's bad. I think the biggest thing about capitalism is because I can. Right. The whole game of capitalism, if you could, you would. And if you didn't, you should. So yes, getting your money together, this is not a far-fetched idea, because we're literally seeing people, not even Americans, have never visited America, influencing how America should behave. So it really, and by the way, Black wealth has increased. Of course, it's because there has been a steep difference between, say, the income of, let me just pull Jerome. Okay, so the income of Jerome and the income of LeBron James, there's a steep difference, but when they're all lumped into the same group, the group's income has risen. And as a result, you can see more Black casting in Hollywood. You can see more Black primetime shows. So it is still shifting gradually, and you all have to contribute, just like I have to do with my group, and everyone has to do with their group, is you have to get more wealthy. As long as you individually get more wealthy, every group that you subscribe to, so with me, it's going to be Muslims, it's going to be Pakistanis, it's going to be Dubai-based people. Every group that you subscribe to, its interests will hold more weight in the eyes of those in power. And you just keep playing this game until you realize that you have so many cards that you are at the table. You are one of those people in power. So don't see a wall between you and the controllers. You just got to get enough wealth until you just look around and you're sitting with the controllers.
Right. Solid argument. So much I want to say there in agreement. And I'm just going to go on record and say I agree with everything he said, which is going to get us both in trouble later on. But we'll deal with it then. We'll deal with it then. Let me end with this. I want to talk about my inflammatory statement. Don't vote. That's why I said Antonio said, I do not disagree with you going to vote. I don't disagree with Margie saying do both. And thank God she said do both. She's right. That's why I'm glad she said do both, because she's putting equal emphasis on both, which means she gets everything I'm saying, and I'm grateful. I do need to tell y'all something that you're not going to like. Let me first start off with Black people who are 50 and up. You are a major problem, and you don't like that. I'll tell you why. You all the black people who raised my generation. That's you boomers and you right under boomers. You know who you are. All right. You know who you are. And all you said, you young folk crazy. And y'all not saying good morning. I didn't sleep with you last night. You know what I'm talking about. You know who you are. You know who you are. When it comes to Black wealth, you are the problem. There's no doubt about it. You don't like this. I know you don't. Let me tell you why. Because they convinced you to go vote. And then you convinced me to go vote. The problem is, as Ibrahim, outside looking in, correctly point out, that vote was then diluted into something else. You let them call you a minority, and then they gave you protection for minorities, and then put white women in minorities, Native Americans in minorities, every letter of the alphabet of Rainbow Pride in minorities, Asians in minorities, everybody in minorities, once again diluting what could have worked for you. In addition to you being a minority, I am sorry to tell you, my friends, you are not a minority. Older Black people, you are, in fact, a non-immigrant. You did not immigrate here. And you've been in lineage in America longer than the people telling you to get out of it. And there are 3-generation rules they've put in place. And your generation of people in America goes back 17, 18, 19. And I'm not even talking about world history. We're just talking about American slavery. We ain't even talking about world history. I'm not bringing up Pangea, all that stuff. It's irrelevant. The problem, Jerome, is you went to vote, and voting without money has no power. I'm repeating like the second half of what Ibrahim said. In addition to that, your vote genuinely doesn't even count in America when you don't have any money. And I don't even mean it as a condition. I mean, the electoral college doesn't even have to vote your way. That is not my words. This is not my opinion. This is your republic. I'm not making this up. I know you don't like it. And I'm trying to tell Prophet Jerry and Ken Johnson, and I don't mean your name specifically, I mean your age, your group, that because you went out and voted, you screwed yourself. You should have went out, got money, and voted. You'd be in a different situation. And I know that's a hard pill to swallow because your generation believed a promise that never happened. Martin Luther King, in the I Have a Dream speech, said America wrote a check and it came back insufficient funds, end quote. And that check from the 60s of that speech to 2022 has still been insufficient funds when it comes to Black people. In addition to that, Black people have no rights when it comes to the United States Constitution. You didn't even realize that till I just said it. You're still 3/5 person. To this day, you still are not written in protection as far as the United States Constitution is concerned. You're not. So I'm grateful that Margie gets it, and I hope that energy pass on to y'all. Margie said, both and. Because you can't be heard when you go bankrupt every Friday. Every Friday. If March, go ahead and march. You can only march on the weekend anyway. Because you better be at work. And if I find out you're marching, you're fired.
Yep.
Come on, help me, somebody. So you don't even have power to complain. If we organize, and this is, I hate that this is true. It literally makes me want to cry. If we organize a 1,000,000-man march today, y'all couldn't even afford a plane ticket to get there. You couldn't afford to get off work. Can I push that further, Jerome? If Jesus came back today, and this is, I know, Jerome, this is black, white, Jew, and Gentile. Susan, if Jesus came back today and said, the time has come, let's change the world, y'all would tell Jesus, I don't have no vacation time. Oh, see, y'all don't see, you don't want to admit your actual situation. The time in which you pray. Emmanuel is Aramaic for Lord come. And Lord can't even come because you can't take off. My Social Security check ain't in yet. Jesus, can you give me 2 weeks? Or I can't go there because I got to take care of my mortgage. See, you make fun of the people in the Bible who said, come on, Jesus, I can't follow you, man. I got responsibilities. My mama just died. Let's dead bury the dead. Wait a damn minute, Jesus.
Okay.
Ain't nobody gonna pay for that funeral but me.
Watch it. Watch it.
You don't understand. My sister crazy. Come on now. I know it hurt. The old preacher says it's right, but it's tight. Oh, it's tight, but it's right. It's tight, but it's right. You understand? I'm saying that vote without money won't even let you follow Jesus. You live in a civilized society in which Margie had her children and had to be back to work in 4 to 6 weeks. And that is deplorable. It is disgusting. It is the most backwards thing that I could. How you take a child from a mother and expect that child to grow up nurturing.
The sad part is we did it, and we are the people of the time. Now we're looking at the kids that had their parents all the time, and they still trying to have their parents right now. I'm just saying.
25 years old, trying to get nurtured. Now he or she got to go date somebody who promised them nurturing that's going to nurture them as long as they getting abused. I'm not telling you don't vote. I'm saying if you ain't got no money, they not going to listen to your vote. They already raise money for people who can give $1,500. And if you are in a financial situation right now in which you can donate $1,500 to a political party who may not win, I'm not talking to you. But if you say to yourself, hold on, we're not going to win, what I get out of it? Because you don't even get nothing out of the $1,500. If you're not in that position, I am damn sure talking to you. They only raise money for people who have a voice. What's the voice, Antonio? $1,500. Then they go get your money with the Slick campaign, and Obama invented it. Just go ahead and do $2. We got you. Obama totally changed politics forever. It was never supposed to be changed again. Trump said, hold my bill. Gotcha. And Trump changed politics in a way that has never been done before. It is amazing how he raised his money, the marketing he did, plus everything that he did. By all intents and purposes, Donald Trump was a very successful president, whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not, he is in the record book for the most appointed Supreme Court justices. He's in, like, there's so many different things that he accomplished. I'm not telling you they were good accomplishments. We're not talking about good accomplishments. We're talking about accomplishments. Yeah. I want you to be clear on that. You understand? I want you to be clear on that. Now, he will go down by historians as one of the worst presidents ever. He will also go down with the most accomplishments, or one of the most accomplishments ever, which to tell you up front, accomplishments don't equal success.
Most impeached.
That would be one of them, right? That would be one of them. So Frida, I'm telling you, your generation focus so much on voting that you have no power. You have no power. And
you are absolutely correct, sir.
And you wonder why millennials are slow to buy houses, slow to get married, slow to go into the workforce, slow to go to college now. Because we watched y'all get screwed over. Every action has an opposite equal reaction. We watched our grandmothers die from a stroke and overweight because she could not eat healthy because she had to work 24-hour shifts being a nurse. We watched her house get divided up by the 9 kids. House don't exist no more. We watched it. We watched it, and we obviously had a reaction to that. Ain't gonna happen to me.
Sure.
You understand what I'm saying? Yep. Somebody probably messaged me and said Donald Trump had a bunch of accomplices too, not just accomplices. That was clever. Please know this. All week, it may even stretch to 2 weeks. All week, if you don't get your money in group economics as fast as you can, you're never going to catch up. I am sorry. It is wrong. It is not fair. It is terrible. I shouldn't even have to talk about it, but somebody has to do it. Because they don't care about Susan and they don't care about Jerome. And here's the crazy thing. I just said something similar to this, in front of a room full of white people. It was about 50% white, 50% black, and every white person there okay, Phil, every white person there clapped, cheered. They was offended. And it was the black people who said, I didn't like him. You've been bamboozled. You really have. Because now your generation, you got to depend on Social Security, and your life is far more valuable than that. And they'll even slick side tell you, and you better not get no job. Fool around and get your disability. You got to petition to ask them, can I make more money outside of it?
Yep. You're absolutely right, sir. You're absolutely right. And they're gonna manage it. And then to the point where if you're on what is that, housing, your rent will go up because you got a job and you're on Social Security and you're working.
So the only way to get food stamps is not to be successful by intention. How the hell you take taxes?
Started out the housing.
See what I'm saying? How
They still don't know I'm married.
For real.
Can I say something in that space?
You sure can. You sure can.
One of the things that's so amazing is, like I was telling you all before, I'm really and truly grateful that God has brought me before you all, and I brought my children. No doubt, I made my own children, but I had to bring them to another leader. One of the things that has been truly amazing is to watch Yolanda go through a transformation of pushing forward to what she really wants and what she feels like she's worth. She's seeing the difference and getting it. Something that I have been telling them for years, that your worth is more valuable than gold. It's amazing, because one of the things that has happened is that Yolanda continues to push forward past these things of what you all are just talking about, that if you get a job, you're going to get cut. So just imagine her still pushing forward regardless of what they have cut. The lack of food, lack of, funds to be able to put together for rent and such and so forth and so on. Kids' clothing, the shoes, everything is being tried and tested, and she is definitely, she's pushing so forward. I'm so amazed with seeing her come out of that state of being abused. I know that y'all might not understand, but I'm telling you, the price that you have to pay to push forward is unknown to many, but she's seeing it and she's walking in it, and she's continuing to do so regardless of what the system says for her to do. Quit that job and come on back.
Yep.
Because you got a lot of children and we need you right here.
She
But
can
she's
get extra
pushing forward,
benefits if she
and
files for child support.
right, and she's listening.
Mm-hmm.
She's at the meeting, she's listening, she's doing things, she's moving forward, and I'm so grateful. I'm truly grateful. I just wanted to say that. Thank you.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Yeah, grateful. She can get more benefits if she tell them the man she with ain't, you know what I'm saying, and keep up that cycle. They'll say, "Girl, let me give you some more money." In Texas, we call it TANF. Let me give you some more money. He ain't his extra 300. I'm serious. She can get more benefits. That's the system. The system almost hates women. Yeah, it's the truth. It's absolute.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. I've been getting ready to wrap it up.
The system rewards those in poverty for separating from their spouses.
Yes.
And the majority of the ones who are in the system are Black. So basically, the system awards Black women for marking their Black men.
Almost. The majority of the people in the system are actually white, not Black.
And
Yes.
Antonio,
Yes, sir.
that directly increases the amount of free labor available to prisons.
That's right.
Anything has to be rationalized with a profit motive, because nothing is going to be done against producing profit.
Right.
So even if there is racial undertones and people dislike a specific race, they'll just swallow it and they'll just sit with them on the table if there's a profit. So when they're doing this to you, there has to be a profit. The profit is all those separations just increase the prison population. That is unearned income for those who control those for-profit prisons.
Absolutely. Johnny, you was 100% correct. But that is propaganda that makes you think Black people in the system more than white. You don't even qualify. You understand what I'm saying? Most Black people don't even qualify to get in the system. Hey, Jamal, I saw you unmute your mic.
I was just going to get back on that. I said the same thing about Roe v. Wade. I said, I don't think it has anything to do with being, whether you're ethical or not. I thought it was about money, because I said if there's that many extra people on child support, the government to go after that guy for a portion of his money. I just say that I know for a fact the kids get all the money that they get out of child support from that father. Some of that the state gets. They can increase that, 10, 12, 100 fold. You know what I mean? Now you've got that extra billions per month coming in, and nobody's coming off of that. I think they're fighting it from the esoteric part of it. This is a life, whether it's not life. I think that's the wrong place to fight it, because I don't think they're fighting that game at all. It's a money game.
Fair enough. Nah, I mean, it's going to be hard to disagree with that. Now, without a doubt, its main reason is the birth dirt. This was actually written out in 1987. There's a whole book written about it. And it is about money. It's about generational money for, a group of people. It's about generational money for a group of people. Most people are having babies too fast. And one group of people is not. And by 2050, that group of people will cease to exist. It's why when something happens, that same group of people march and say, we will not be replaced. They're not just saying that, y'all. You got to pay attention to you got to pay attention to the sting. 1987, Birth Dearth is the name of the book. It was laid out. It was laid out. Just is what it is. It just is what it is. Last words. You can vote all you want to. I buy my votes. And I've been saying, ask Jerome. I've been saying that. And every time I say it, somebody say he arrogant. Okay. Say what you want. Say what you want. But that's not arrogant. That's intelligent. Receive that. What you call arrogant is actually intelligent. Just like it is not arrogant for me to protect my garden so you don't mess it up. That's intelligent. No different than when I vote, I want to be heard. And hearing my vote comes with money. It just does. It does. And receive that. Know that. Know that group economics. Yes. Somebody just messaged me and said we all have to get in that position. We have to. And I'm just a guy in the mud with you, willing to be there with you without complaint, walking with you the same way some of your Christ walked with the disciples, the same way the honorable prophet walked with his disciples. Just is what it is. You understand?
Bishop.
Yes, sir. You got the last words.
Just by listening to you, Renee came to me and told me about the $500 for the financial that you'll help us get our finances together, and when we retire in 18 months. Just by listening to you and listening to these financial classes, my acorn is $600 and some odd dollars already.
Come on now. Come on, y'all.
Now, it wouldn't be that.
McDonald's will have all that.
This woman right here in that other room, she call it the lab. That woman is blessed because when she say do something and I do it, and it's vice versa.
No doubt. Submission work, both words. Mm-hmm.
But when she say do something and I'm like, I'm being Black and I'm being honest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, but then it's like, okay, boom, you got to do this, you got to do that, boom, 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 and it's like, I looked yesterday and I think I showed Renee $600 some odd dollars.
Wow.
And I know I wouldn't have had that. It's not much, but I know I wouldn't have had that much in there.
That's right.
I would have been nipping at it to get me some McDonald's, nipping at it to get me you know what I'm saying? See, yeah, I'm like 50-50 vegan, 50, you know.
I understand. I get it. The other 50 is not mind your business. The other 50.
I'm like 50 vegan. But nah, I'm doing more vegan. I'm trying.
You're doing good. You're doing good.
But nah, yeah, to really, so listening to these financial classes really is a blessing. So for you to say that you buy votes, for you to say that you're helping people and you're leading people, this should be, ATS should not go without. And the group economics go without, businesses without, the authors without, all this stuff. Because that meditation thing, you got me on this meditation thing, and I want my meditation.
I know. I have sinned and come short of the mark. I have.
But listening to you and listening to these meditations, and man, it's just a lot. And it's to the point that I want to say thank you, man. I honor you because of who you are. That's why I call you the Honorable Bishop Antonio T. Smith Jr.
Appreciate you.
Can I say something to you?
They got 2 separate investment accounts now. Okay. Hey, go ahead, Sandra.
I just wanted to say to Prophet, how's that emerald rolling? That's where you're at.
Man, amen. I appreciate you. Y'all, they got 2 separate accounts. That's one conversation with me. I said, this is what we're going to do everything I say.
Pretty much, yeah.
I said, do everything I say. I ain't got no friends that don't have no investment accounts. Do everything I say. And everything, now they got it. Now imagine what that account going to look like next year.
Amen.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah, exactly, y'all. So trust me. And Jerome is about to blow all the way up. Look, Deanna's showing me hers right now. She's doing good. Jerome about to blow all the way because I'm doing Jerome whole website. I'm not even finna tell you. Just don't even just know that Jerome career in my hands now. So just wait till what's getting ready to happen. Just wait. I'm telling you, it's a beautiful thing. And one of the most successful people who are going to come out of this thing. Yeah. I don't. You're sleeping on it. It's gonna be Margie. I'm telling you.
Go, Margie.
I'll tell you. 90% of the stuff go with Margie head. Margie be like, I'm gonna catch something. I ain't moving. I'm catching something.
Yay, Margie and Frida.
That's right. You know, Frida is always I'm coming too. You know what I'm saying? Margie, you cannot miss somebody who refused to quit. They never fail. They never fail. All right. So get ready for all the group economics. I'm very pleased and proud of you all. Know that if you got it, go get more of it. If you don't have it, go get it. The government is never coming to save you. Neither is your God. Your God trusts you enough, Ibrahim, to be the savior, saving your community.
He's already given me everything I need.
That's your job. God did God's part. Now, Muslims need to be good to Muslims. That's just the way it works.
There is a verse, Antonio.
Talk to me, man.
إن الله لا يغير بقوم حتى يغيروا ما بأنفسهم. God doesn't change a people until they change their circumstances themselves.
Antonio T. Smith Jr., you can't play it better, you can't dominate. Perfect way to end that. All right, everybody. We'll see y'all all the next classes.
10:30.
10:30. Oh,
For eBay.
10:30. Oh, shit, 20 minutes. For eBay, right now, you want that. It's going to be